when I made that video, I asked the universe to come in and guide me with my words so that the frequency of what I was sharing would speak to the people that needed to be here. So just a few, before I go diving into the lightworker frequencies and everything that I'm feeling and how I want to share this tonight, just a few things for our human brains to contend with. So thing number one, you want to be really comfortable. One of the amazing things about doing a ceremony like this online is that you get to be in your own home. You get to be really cozy and comfy. So make sure that you are able to stretch out, lie down, that you've got blankets, pillows, any items that are sacred to you. If you want to light a candle, if you want to have your crystals around. I know my lovely Alex has been out cleansing her crystals in a stream today. How awesome is that? Whatever you need to have around you to journey with you on this sacred experience, then have it. The ideal scenario is to have headphones that plug into your device, because if you think about the number of steps that the sound has to take to reach you, having it plugged in is one less step that that sound has to take. On a practical level, this is a ceremony. So even if you've had a gong bath before, my way of delivering ceremony is a little bit different. It's very much something I've developed organically and something that's moved through me over the last few years, especially as I've kind of stood up and taken my place and owned my position to be here to assist lightworkers, really. And that's why I've decided it's time to stop pussyfooting around and to actually just stand up and claim that, because I'm ready to help take people who have this deep calling, people who feel things so strongly. I'm ready to stand up and support you to move to the next level. And what I've always found with my work with the gong is that I always attract and tune in differently to people who are here in service in some way. So with the gong bath, we're going to relax, settle down, open the ceremony and move on a journey together. Yes, thank you, Raji. I've not forgotten lovely Zoe feeding her baby. Yeah, we're gonna relax first. Then there'll probably be some soothing and slightly chant-like sounds from my voice. I use voice a lot, and it's very powerful. So there'll probably be some voice work to start guiding you into the ceremony. And then we are going to call in the unseen forces to inform, guide, and hold this sacred space with us and for us today. We'll then go on an inner journey, and I will set you up in an inner landscape with which to receive the sound. So the journey really is twofold. One is going to a sacred space in the astral realms, so not the normal realms that we're in here. And I have no attachment whether you see this as something esoteric and 5D and actually happening, or whether you see it as using your imagination to conjure something within yourself. They're one and the same, and they each have brilliant power. So we'll create this sacred space, and then I'll move into sound, and the gongs will come to support the release, the recharge, and the realign. So that's how the session's going to work. There'll be a period of silence at the end. And you'll know to come back, because after the silence, my voice will start talking and safely guiding you and grounding you back into your body. Because of the community we're in, I'm just going to say it. It's not uncommon to have out-of-body experiences during these sessions. I have them all the time. And in fact, when I go to a gong bath, I'm literally like, can't wait to get out of my body and ride along the cosmos on my cosmic unicorn. If that happens to you, know that it's fine and it's normal and it's very safe. Like this, I set up and hold these ceremonies with really deep aligned integrity. I do a lot of inner work to be able to hold this from a safe and contained place. And what's been shared with me today is because I wanted to really make sure that I meet all of you where you're at on your journey, and that we don't inadvertently go further than you're ready for. But what was shown to me and reassured me is that wherever you are on your journey, you will find yourself within the frequencies that are shared. So not only the sounds, but the resonance that comes from my heart and my experience and my embodiment of being a light worker, you will find what you need within that frequency, and you won't align to something that isn't yours. We'll all have a different experience. The gongs specifically are a meditative and psychoactive tool, and that's because they take us through the 4 primary brain frequencies. And I remember them like this: battered. Beta, alpha, theta, delta. There's also gamma, but that's not really applicable where we are here. Beta is what I'm talking to you now. It's the kind of normal brain waves. And then the brain waves start to slow. Alpha's the next one. It's kind of like a light meditation. It's where you're thinking about stuff and you're daydreaming, but you're still very present. Theta is the much deeper brain waves. It's like when you're in a deep trance-like meditation, or when meditators have been doing it for a long time. That's where they go, the theta brain waves. It's also that trippy point you get when you're falling asleep and it's all trippy and a bit weird and things aren't quite normal. And then finally there's delta. Delta is your deep, slowest resonance when you're sleeping and you're in the healing cycle of the sleep pattern. That's the delta brain waves. So they're the slowest. If you fall asleep, that's where you've gone, and it means that your physical body is receiving that recharge and that release and healing that it needs. And I don't say healing lightly. It's healing because in the delta brainwaves, that's what your body does. If you haven't already, please feel free to lie down and just listen to my voice. You don't need to be sat up. I just want it be really clear to set up the container this evening, because we're all at very different stages of our journey and we're all here for very different reasons. So at the end, some people will report crazy, amazing psychedelic experiences, and some people will find that their brain is more active than it's ever been. She promises all this relaxation, but actually my brain wouldn't stop thinking. So my invitation is, if your brain doesn't switch off, it's a good thing. It means you have a lot going on and that you're in a relaxed state where your brain can play through ideas and explore and make connections between the left and the right hemisphere that it wouldn't otherwise make. So if your brain gets busy, go with it. Let it be busy. Don't fight it. Because chances are, and this has been my experience again and again, chances are that your brain will come up with creative, amazing solutions that you hadn't even thought of, as the different neuronic pathways fire together and join ideas. So trust that your journey is your journey. Know that you answered a soul call to be here today. Whether you identify as a light worker, an empath, or a highly sensitive soul, this is the space to release the heaviness, the weariness, the overwhelm, the anxiety, the exhaustion, whatever it may be that's been triggered in you over the last few months, this is the space to release. I see so many light workers carrying energy from the collective that simply isn't theirs. And it's exhausting and it's draining. So when we release, we also reclaim all of our power. We call it back in. This is where the recharge comes in. First we release, then we recharge. We call our energy and our power back to ourselves. I say this all the time, but you can't give from an empty cup. You can't give from an empty cup. We give from a place of overflowing abundance. And that's what recharging is all about. And the final part of my intention for this evening, I've called it realign, but I actually regret not calling it recalibrate. Recalibrate. Because for some of us, the intense light worker frequencies that have bombarded the planet over the last few months, they haven't sent us into overwhelm. They've sent us to the next level. They've sent us to step up and lead. They've sent us towards new career paths. They've awakened gifts we didn't know we had. And what that means is we need to anchor that light and we need to recalibrate to move forward in those frequencies. In a moment, we're going to begin. So if you find that your mind is going somewhere different throughout the ceremony, go with it. Be your own guide. If you find that you're really loving the release phase, stay there. I'm making a recording of this. You can come back and revisit it as many times as you like or need. And finally, this ceremony is individual for each of you. You'll find your own frequency, so it's not a group shared ceremony. It's a personal ceremony. So if you need to change the environment that I create, or if what you see is different, don't worry, it's all good. You own it. So if you haven't, lie down. Get comfortable and cozy. Start to notice your breath. Notice your breath as it flows in and out of your body. Notice the weight of your body on the floor. The physical container for your eternal spirit. And know that the release may be at a physical level, an energetic level, and even an ancestral level. Wriggle a little bit more now to allow yourself to get even more comfortable. Natural breath flowing in and out of the body. Body becomes heavier and heavier. And the mind surrenders to whatever experience is yours to have today. The feet feel heavy. The ankles feel heavy. The lower leg feels heavy. The knees feel heavy. The backs of the knees feel heavy. The thighs feel heavy. The bum and the pelvis feel heavy. The back and the belly are heavy and so relaxed. The torso is relaxed. The chest and the upper back are relaxed. The shoulders and the collarbones are heavy and relaxed. The hands are heavy and relaxed on the floor or on the bed or on the sofa. The wrists are heavy and relaxed. The forearms are heavy and relaxed. The elbows are heavy and relaxed. The upper arms are heavy and relaxed. The shoulders are heavy and relaxed. The neck and the throat are heavy and relaxed. The jaw and the cheeks are heavy and relaxed. The inner ears are heavy and relaxed. The eyes are heavy and relaxed, deep in the sockets. The forehead is smooth. The whole body is heavy and relaxed. Feel the whole body heavy and relaxed. Sinking down. we come into the sacred space of ceremony. This space is clean, clear, and held with integrity and intensity. You are safe. The ceremonial space, we welcome and thank the ancestors. Not only do they hold us and show us the way, but they allow us to be the beacon of change and renewal and restoration. The family lines cleanse through our actions. Thank you. We welcome the elements: fire, air, water, and earth. We welcome the directions, the container for our ceremony, the north, the south, the east, and the west. Welcome and thank you. We welcome the spirit guides that walk with each of us, and the soul squad that each of us carry, that each of us ride with, that each of us journey with. We are the physical representations, and yet they move with us with everything that we do. I thank the Mother Universe who holds us like children to her bosom, who wants nothing more than to love and guide and support us as we learn and grow. I thank my guides who use me in this work, and I thank the gongs for the sacred sounds that they channel. As we move from the physical body, if you have an intention, claim it now. A silent knowing is all you need. And then begin to notice your physical body on the earth, and know that it's safe to leave it if you desire to do so. You find yourself at your front door, and you reach to your front door and take hold of the latch, the handle, the lock, and click, it opens. But in front of you, it is not the normal world. And as you stand on the threshold and you hear the sounds of the deep forest in front of you, you know that when you decide it is time to step over the threshold, you are stepping forth into the journey that is yours to have today. So take your time. when you feel ready, step over the threshold with bare feet to stand on the cool, moist forest floor. The sounds of the forest all around you. The sweet, sappy, fresh scent of the pine. The tall, brown, rough bark of the redwood pine forest. The trees so tall that you have to crane your neck to see the light above them. The trees so big that even when you hug them, your arms don't even come close to the width of the tree. That deep red of the redwood. That smell of the forest and the stillness of being completely alone. The forest bathes you in her energy. It's primal. It's primordial. And your body has always longed and known that this frequency would nourish and support it. We take a few moments to lie safely, comfortably in the forest, bathing in her magnificence. The faint rustle of the wind, the sound of the birds, the slightest of breeze against your skin. And you start to feel the shift. Everything that was tight and coiled begins to loosen and soften. And it's almost like you're breathing with the forest. She breathes you and you breathe her, and everything that she needs you expel, and everything that you need she expels, and you both take it in. The reciprocal relationship. True harmony with our natural world. We sustain one another. Your energy body starts to feel more aligned, more harmonious. The release. As you lie on the ground, you feel so safe and held. And you know that whatever you release in this first stage, the forest needs. You know that whatever you release in this first stage, the forest will compost and use and recycle. And it feels so good. Maybe you're not lying down, maybe you're skipping and dancing through the redwoods. Maybe you're singing. Or maybe you're silent. The frequency you need reaches you, and it nourishes and sustains you. And we take a few more moments in the forest, bathing in the energy, bathing in the exchange, feeling completely nourished and beginning to release. Feeling like the release has already begun. You make your way to the sound of trickling water in the distance. Moving through the lush green and red landscape of the forest. Sensing your soul squad right there with you. The team that protect your energy in the unseen realms. The spirits that guide you, the angels that protect you and love you. And through the undergrowth, through the thick, green, lush undergrowth of the forest, in the distance, you see a lagoon, a pool of deep, cool, aquamarine coloured water with a waterfall so high that you can't even see the top, it's just clouds. And you know that it's time to descend into the lagoon. You take the first tentative step, and to your delight and pleasure, the water is the perfect temperature and it's buoyant. So you can just float. And you lay in the lagoon on your back with the sound of the waterfall next to you. And the second stage of release begins. Let everything that is not yours dissolve into the water. And the gentle warmth of the water evaporates it, returning it to the sky. And there's nothing for you to do except lie there and float and release. And then you float beneath the waterfall. And another purging takes place. The force and the power of the waterfall drumming out the next layer that must be released, making space, breaking links and lineages, shaking off the dirt and the debris that clings. It cannot pass through the waterfall. And the pounding of the water on your head releases everything at every level. You move out of the waterfall now, and the other side of it is a huge, stunningly beautiful cave. stunningly beautiful. And dotted around the edge of the cave are fires, burning, powerful fires, bringing light into the darkness. You know that you must walk through the fire and stand in the flames. But you also know that they will not burn you. That your job is not to be consumed by the flames, but to allow them to dissolve, to burn, to shift everything else that is ready to leave. Everything else that is stopping you doing the work you need to do. Everything else that dims your light. When you're ready, you step into the fire. And it burns. But like a phoenix, you raise your arms to stand fully in your power as smoke rises, and yet you feel nothing except sheer joy and delight. You step out of the fire and you notice the sparkly, twinkling radiance of your energy. You can't help but smile joyfully with delight as you step into the final pool to receive the recharging, releasing and realigning work of the gongs. The final pool has beautiful old stone casings, old stone slates around it, and they're worn and soft from thousands of footfalls before you. You feel the cool stone on your feet, and then you step into the heat of the pool. Beneath the pool is a thermal current, so a thermal lava-like warmth, which makes the pool the perfect bath-like temperature for you to lie in. You lie in the pool and you float, and you know that if you need to get out, if you need to create something else, you are free to do so. But you know here you recharge. This is the time to recharge. And that if you are in a position to recalibrate, this is going to happen now as well. Effortless, enjoyable. It's expansion. Lay back, enjoy the warmth, and let yourself float in the sound. The next time you hear my voice speak will be to start bringing you round. Move back through the flames. Through the waterfall. Out into the lagoon. And back into the deep redwood forest. Make your way through the forest, marveling how much lighter you feel. How even your DNA feels like crystal. As you get back to your front door, take a moment to anchor. Anchor the release. Anchor the recharge. Where you released, you made space for the new frequencies, the lightworker frequencies that have been bombarding our planet for months. Anchor the recalibration. Like your inner being has been gently recalibrated, ready to own your power fully. Step back over the threshold into your home and back into your body lying on the floor. And take these next few moments, minutes of silence to let everything ground from the realm of vibration and unseen into the realm of manifestation in your body as we move into silence now, knowing that my voice will come to lead you back when it's just the right time. time to close the ceremony now. Know that there's nothing for you to do at this point. But as we close the formal ceremony, it's my duty and my honor to thank all of the helpers that showed up today from the unseen realms to support each and every one of you. Thank you. It's my duty and my honor to thank the container that was made by the directions of the north and the south and the east and the west. It is my duty and my honor to thank the elements that make up our physical manifest world in which we spend most of our waking time. It is my duty and my honor to thank every other being that participated in this ceremony today, and to bow to the faith that I have in the universe to guide us, to do the work that we've come here to do. We're going to start to come back round now. But first we must anchor fully and ground back in our bodies. So just start to notice yourself lying wherever you happen to be lying. Feel your physical dense body. Feel the air moving in and out of the lungs. Feel the sensation of your clothing and your blankets on your body, the gentle weight of them. Notice where your body ends and the floor, the sofa, the bed begins. The parameters that make you. That seem so sturdy but in fact are so flimsy. And as you start to ground back into your physical body this evening, just notice how you feel after the ceremony. Notice a sense of lightness or clarity, or perhaps you feel a sense of release and relief. Perhaps you feel shaky or trembly. Very normal. Perhaps you feel like you're still vibrating from the inside out as you realize that every cell in your physical body received the vibrational medicine. Even whilst we did the work of release, recharge and realigning in the unseen realms, so too did we do physical, literal work in this realm. The body received, the spirit and the soul received. And the frequency of each of us as light workers, empaths and highly sensitive souls aligned itself to the frequency that was being shared that you needed to access. And you don't need to understand this on a conscious level. Just know that it has happened. So really start to come round now. Yawn, stretch, wriggle, laugh, cry, bark like a dog, whatever it is you need to do. Come back round. We really need to take time to anchor back into the body and to ground down again, especially if you went very deep with the journey. And feel free. I'm going to give you a few options. Feel free to slip away, to turn your video off and stay cocooned exactly where you are. That's totally cool. Feel free to take as long as you want, listening, taking in any conversation that happens, but remaining mute with the video off. Feel free to turn your video on and share. There's no right or wrong way to process the journey that we've been on. But I just want to reiterate that your soul called you here tonight for a reason. And the reason I held this ceremony was that I was reminded by a friend of mine who is a very strong light worker working in astrology, but she's not sharing her work at the moment. But she shared how we've been going through several years of very intense activity that affects light workers. We've just had a series of 3 supermoons, which are at what she calls light worker frequencies. So that means over the period of the moon, they're channeling intense energies at particular frequencies that will be affecting folks like you and me. We're just coming out of a period from April to June where the planetary system was being triggered again and again and again. So in the collective, we will have been picking up and exposed to a lot of pain and anger and very difficult emotions. And if we don't know how to extricate, how to remove our own energy from that, it can be very draining and very overwhelming. That's why I was called to do this work. Others of us in this community of light workers will have felt that we up-leveled, that we went or catapulted to a new level of the work that we're here to do. But it's important to ground those frequencies within ourselves, and that's the realignment and recalibration work that went on today. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. I want to say anyone that needs to reach out to me after this privately, please do. I am at your disposal. And anyone that wants to go deeper in this work, I'm so thrilled that at the end of June, I'm going to be launching a 4-week program called All In. And I had to laugh because one of my dear friends who's on here, who didn't know that I'm launching this program, messaged me literally moments before we came on, and out of the blue she just said, "Rach, I'm all in." So I had to laugh. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a 4-week program to go all in with your gifts and your purpose and your skills as a light worker, whatever they may be. And it's going to be 4 consecutive weeks of ceremony like this, which will be very powerful shifts. And then it will be 4 weeks of content in a private, beautiful, high vibrational Facebook group. No, that's not right, is it? Facebook group, that's it. There'll be all sorts of genius like that for you, and probably some inappropriate jokes and all sorts. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's a ding-dong stupid price because I want to make sure that as many people that need it can access it as possible. It's going to have 2 things every week where we're going to share and journey and do this incredible work together. So if that speaks to you, get in touch and I can tell you more. How's everyone doing? Everyone's gong stoned. Hello, Hilary.
Hello. I'm not quite sure what happened to me in that. I feel like you put those things where they restart people's heart, you know, they put them on and you go zing like that.
Yeah.
It kind of like completely restarted me, I think. Because I was
Wow.
like I felt like I was gone in a coma, and he just kind of like went ching.
Well, there you go. I love it. You can never tell where this work's going to go.
Exactly.
I can never tell people where it's actually going to go. It's literally completely insane.
Yeah.
Completely insane.
Obviously needed that journey.
Yeah. Oh, bless. I just got a few people coming in the comments as well. Oh.
Yeah, mine was a bit more subtle. It wasn't quite like a defibrillator, but certainly it felt like a cellular recalibration. Well, yeah, recalibration, whatever it was.
I mean, you've been doing a lot of work, haven't you, Linda, over this period? So I'm not surprised that it was a recalibration for you at all.
Mm. And Kira came along for a bit of healing as well.
Oh, your dog?
Yeah,
Oh,
she got out of bed, came and lay beside me, and she just wanted to be in on it.
oh, I love that. They know. They're little spirit animals, aren't they? They're like
Oh,
little angel
she
helpers
is, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Oh, you guys. How is it? So do know, because I always know with this work that it is really powerful work and it will meet you where you're at, but not always where you want to go. So do reach out to me privately if you, if you've got anything you need to talk to me about, because that's part of my duty of care is to support you afterwards. And I totally forgot to say, make sure you drink loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of water. Flush it through, because we did the work on the astral realm, but what you create vibrationally then will filter through very quickly to the real world. So you need to flush that shit out. Oh, Reggie. She's all in, baby.
Thank you,
You're
Rachel. It was
so
beautiful.
welcome. You're so welcome. I'm sorry the sound wasn't. I got a message halfway through saying there's a problem with the sound from Susie, and I couldn't do anything about it, so I had to just plow on. But I hope it was wasn't too bad.
It was okay for me.
Oh, good. Maybe it
It
was.
jutted out a couple of times, but I assume that's my internet.
I think it just does. I think there's a lot of frequency going through, and it can struggle a little bit sometimes. Because when I had a gong bath with someone else, and I was a participant, mine was shocking. My internet was shocking. But what was interesting to me and gave me the confidence to run events like this was that I actually didn't care, because I was so gone with what was happening that even if it did make clicky noises, I was like, whatevs, I am away, I am gone right now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's exactly true. I could, as I say, I could feel the vibration going through me. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. I'm going to sleep it off. So thank you so much.
Mwah.
And thank you everyone for your
Bye.
presence.
You're so welcome. Always, always, always.
Lots of love. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you, Rachel.
You're
Thank you.
welcome, Katie. Send me a message.
Will
Bye,
do.
guys. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, Marie. Your little angel wings flapping. Oh. Oh, wow. I was just reading through some of the comments. I might have to save some of these comments.
Wow, Rachel,
Who's that?
can you hear me?
Yeah, who's speaking?
It's Zoe.
Zoe.
that was incredible. Wow.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
you are so welcome. Thank you so much for being here. But seriously, thank you so much. It's bonkers, isn't it, this stuff?
That was mad.
Bonkers. It's kind of gone to another level as well since
That's just,
happened.
yeah. I haven't really got the words right now, but that was just
No, take your time to process.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're honestly, you're so welcome. And, I am here, so do reach out if you need anything.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
My absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Oh, it's so nice to get to do all this stuff. So thank you, everybody. Not a bad way to spend a Sunday night, eh? Oh, Alex having a little yawn there.
I was gone before the gong started.
Were you?
I was immersed in fire.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Honestly, the release within that talking part was just amazing.
Thank you. It's yeah, I mean, you and I have done a lot of light worker sessions together, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's been really phenomenal watching this work kind of develop, and especially over COVID, where I've been doing my free Sunday soul circle, which I know you've been desperate to get to and just hasn't worked with your schedule. But it's yeah, it's one of those things. It's really allowed me the space to explore and to create, which has just been magical. So yeah. Oh, I want to see what's going on in the chat as well. Oh, you don't really remember anything. Is Christina still there? Is she gone? She's gone. Oh, you don't remember a thing consciously, Marie? No. No. That's okay though. Like, I mean, I don't need to tell you. You already know this, I know. You don't need to know it consciously with this work. It happens. It takes you where it's meant to go. Oh my God, Jen's not here, but entering the night sky. So Jen says it was the first time, and this is to everyone, so I'm not reading anything confidential. It was the first time when I pressed my eyes closed that I entered the night sky into the stars. That is the space I go to, and I just can't get enough of it. Oh, Anna loved it. Christina loved it. Fantastic. Rebecca loved it. Oh, fantastic. Livy loved it. Lisa loved it. Oh, you guys, I'm getting a big head. Zoe sounds like I feel, eh, Rosie? Yeah, take your time. I knew it was going to be. Hopefully, it wasn't intense in terms of I didn't want to come into your fields and shake you about and really rattle everything. I wanted it to be floating in water. And, yeah. Mummy's stoned. That's what's happened, Mummy. Got sound stoned.
What? Huh? What? No, I don't think I've got microphone on these, have I? I don't know if I have or not. The microphone's on. Oh, I have got microphone on. My daughter just walked in and asked me what was wrong with me. I never, oh no, I want more than a cup of tea.
I'll show my face properly to your daughter. Hello. Hello.
This is my friend Rachel.
Hello.
She does dog bar. If she don't know what it is. I've got the giggles again.
It makes Mummy very happy. Oh God.
Right, I guess say night.
Night, Alex. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was such
Thank
a pleasure
you.
having you. And I'll catch up with you soon.
All right. Love you lots. Bye.
Love you lots. Bye.
I didn't realise the microphone was on.
Oh, you're welcome, Rosie.
Oh.
And Marie. I mean, Marie, honestly, like, I love when you gong people 3 times in a week. That's kind of what I love to do. So really, you've like stepped up for me there. So thank you.
I'm addicted. I have a new.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? Oh.
I just, oh. It was the look on her face that was priceless. Oh dear.
God.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's that. That's me. That's me. Thrilled with how that went. So thank you. Yeah. Thanks for coming. What a pleasure. And Teresa, I don't know if you're there still,
Thank
or if
you.
you've fallen asleep, or how you're doing.
Oh,
I hope you enjoyed that. Well, I probably need to stop recording now, don't I?
yeah, you didn't want all that in it, did you?
Bye, everybody.